Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So this is our all original 1959 Barnfind car that we've been working on. Thanks for tuning in. As you can see, the inside is kind of dirty, a little bit, but we're gonna be fixing that here in a little while. I'm gonna start with obviously just a good vacuum. You know, you can never go wrong with that, just to get all the junk out of the way, and then we can start on detailing these door panels. I've done this many times in my life, so most of this dirt and grime will come off. I like to use steel wool, very fine grit for the stainless around the windows, and you can use it on glass. Also, I like to use very light Scotch-Brite pads to scrub on the original vinyl to get all the dirt out of the grooves. Also, you can use toothbrushes or like just brushes with plastic teeth on them to get into all the grooves and clean everything up. This car should clean up really nicely. As you can see, it's just kind of a lot of loose dirt and grime in there. But all original, untouched car, very beautiful condition for that. So we're gonna start by vacuuming. We'll get into that right now. Stay tuned. So make sure you just have a really good, strong shop vac. I like to use a wet dry vac, so you don't have to worry about getting water or anything like that anywhere. The vacuum can handle it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and continue to give this thing a good vacuum, and I will show you some progress videos once we get started a little bit more and a little bit more into it. When vacuuming seats of old cars, just make sure you use a really light touch with the vacuum. We're gonna do some cleaning on the seats later. I like to use Colex because it's unscented and it does a really good job getting a lot of dirt and stains off. But as I said earlier, you know, seats in old cars when they're original obviously can potentially be brittle. So just make sure that you're not like stabbing at it with the vacuum or anything like that, because you could definitely poke a hole in it. So just make sure you use a light touch and you should be just fine. So as stated earlier, this is kind of just the first initial vacuum. You can see the difference already up there compared to, let's say, this. So we're going to continue on to keep going. As I said, be gentle with seats, and this car should clean up like a dream. Hey everybody, okay, so continuing on, we're going to start on our door panels and also cleaning our glass, and then also the stainless around the windows. I am going to be using just a steel wool pad. These are awesome for any kind of cleaning. Depending on how bad the car is, it gets off a lot of like rust pitting and things like that. This one should clean up amazing because it's a lot of just really light dirt and dust. So as I said, I'm using steel wool pads. I'll show you right here. They are super fine grit, as you can tell. You can pick these up at most hardware stores, probably even some auto parts stores. I just get it, like I said, at my local Ace Hardware. All right, well, I'm gonna get started and I'll show you in a few minutes how this turns out. Okay, so just getting started here in this one area. Like I said, this is a lot of just like dirt and grime, so it should come off really easy. Just be consistent with your motions. Don't like do circular and then back and forth. Pick one way and continue going that way, in other words. As you can see, you've got some pitting in the original stainless right here. That will most likely, depending upon how hard you scrub, it could get better, but that's most likely just in the car. And again, original car, you really can't beat the condition of it. So as I said, just stay going one direction. And as you can see, I mean, this is already looking very nice. Go ahead and hit the glass too, because it cleans glass really nicely. And then I'm gonna just use some, I'm a really simple person, so I just like vinegar and water on glass after I'm done Scotch-Briting it, or I should say steel wooling it. Can't beat it. Cleans really well. It's not a chemical, so we're good to go. So as you can see here, I mean, it's bringing back a lot of shine compared to what it was. So it depends on how much time, of course, that you want to put into a car, but if you really stick with this and use it and be very consistent, like I said, in your motions, you can make it look absolutely amazing. All right, we'll come back in a few minutes. I haven't started cleaning the vinyl on the door panels yet, but as you can see, I mean, this steel wool just does an amazing job shining up the metal. Not going to be perfect, of course, because it is an all original car, but like I said, for cleaning up and shining up, you can't beat this. You can also use the steel wool on the vinyl parts of the car. It is not going to hurt it as long as you're using the fine grit. It does a really good job of just cutting through all the dirt and the grime. And I'm not getting this really, really wet. It's very sudsy with the soap, but I'm not getting it really wet. You don't want to cause mildew and mold and things like that inside the car. So just make sure that you keep it fairly dry, and I'm just going to give it a good scrub and see what we come up with. Okay everybody, so I'm going to show you the door panel. I think it turned out pretty amazing. Have some rust and some pitting right here on the inner window track. Not much you can do about that. The steel wool did not remove it because it's fairly deep. I mean, you can really feel it with your finger when you run your fingers across it. So again, not much the steel wool can do for that. And then of course our window frame right here needs to be fixed. Just push that up in there. We'll get to that. But as for the way the door panel looks amazing. So literally I just scrubbed all the metal with the steel wool and then just a simple bucket of soap and water with a worn out Scotch-Brite pad because I don't want to scratch anything on the vinyl right here. But just check out the difference between, let's say, this door that I just did and the back door, which I have not touched yet. As you can see, the back door still has a lot of the dirt and grime down in the grooves of the vinyl. So we're going to continue on to this back door here in a minute, but I'm absolutely pleasantly surprised with how this front door came out. Just a little elbow grease goes a long way. So as I said in the previous clip of the video, just taking your worn out Scotch-Brite pad with a little bit of just good old soap and water on it and really get in there and scrub. Like I said, you're probably not going to hurt it if you're gentle, depending on the condition of the car, of course. I mean, if it's really, really sun-baked, you might tear it, so you have to go on what condition your car is in. This one was inside of a barn, so it didn't get a lot of sun exposure, so it's not really like crispy and crunchy. I have had some crispy and crunchy cars in the past where literally if you touch them you will put your finger through the seat or things like that. This one is not that bad at all. So I'm just giving everything a good scrub. This Scotch-Brite pad, it's a red one or the maroon colored ones, but it's really worn out because I've used it on many other things. So definitely if you're doing interior detailing like this, I suggest using a worn out pad just to make sure that you don't scratch anything. All right, we're going to continue to scrub and then I'll clean the glass and I will show you guys how it turned out. Okay everybody, here's our rear interior door panel. As you can see, it almost looks brand new again. So I just used the steel wool pads that I showed you guys around the door tracks. And then just simple soap, water, and a worn out Scotch-Brite pad on the vinyl. And I used some Folex on the bottom material of the door. But I don't think you can beat how these two door panels came out. So we're going to continue our way around the car. Obviously have 2 more to go. Stay tuned and thanks for watching. Okay, so since we kind of do this in stages, I have one rag that's rather dirty and then I have my clean brand new rag that I'll use at the absolute final stage. So I'm going to go ahead and spray the entire door panel and window with just a very light vinegar and water mix. Like I said, do not soak it. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe this down with my dirtier rag to get rid of all the residue. Okay, so here's the finished product. We still need to obviously do detailing of the jambs on the car. We're kind of just taking a little piece at a time. But look at the difference in this door panel compared to what it looked like before. Absolutely amazing. Okay, everybody, same process on the back door as the other 3 that we've done so far. Like I said, I'm just taking this car in stages. We still need to clean the seats and a more thorough cleaning on the carpet, the dash, things like that. I just kind of started with the door panels. Obviously, it doesn't matter where you start on your car. Just pick a place and do your best, and it's amazing what a little elbow grease will do. Still need to do the jams, but I kind of just showed you the process in the last video, so I'm going to go ahead and do this one by myself, and I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. Thank you guys for watching today. Your support means everything to me. So these are how the 2 door panels came out. Like I said, we still have a lot more cleaning to do. This car is sold, so it'll be off to the new owner soon. But I thank you for staying tuned and watching all the videos from when we pulled it out of the barn until now. It should finish cleaning up like a diamond in the rough. So please be sure to subscribe to my page because I will be posting more Cadillac videos. I have more upcoming projects coming. So please make sure you stay tuned. Thank you so much, and I hope you all have an absolutely blessed day.